Good morning, everybody. It is Friday morning. Sorry, everybody's like, oh my God, get out my earphones. Sorry about that. The decibel reading went up a little bit there. It is episode 255. It is Friday morning. On Fridays, what I like to do on the Motivated Entrepreneurs podcast is I like to give you a little takeaway that is called Thoughtful Friday, something that stops you in your tracks and things, starts you thinking and pondering and just questioning things. And today is no different. And it's all about trauma. And I feel like so many people in life, myself included, I don't know why we do it, but all the time we look for the worst case scenario. What is the very, very worst that can happen? That's what we look for. And then we act accordingly. Then our body goes into fight or flight mode. And that's not necessarily the correct way to do things. Don't get me wrong. 1 out of 100 times, then it will happen. What did somebody say? I can't remember who said it now, but somebody said, I've had so many traumas in my life, most of which never happened. I mean, that is such a fantastic quote. So many traumas, so many issues, so many problems, most of which never, ever happen because we, as human beings, we make mountains out of molehills and we actually look for trauma. We look for trauma. So my message here is for you today is don't look for trauma. Don't look for issues. Don't look for problems in your life that aren't there yet. Take a step back and think about this. And I always say, would this affect me in a year's time? Will I still be bothered about this in a year's time? If it's a yes, if it's a hell yes, then yes, you can be affected by it. You can have an issue. You can have a meltdown if you want. You can have whatever you need to get over this problem. But if it doesn't affect you in a year's time, then what does it matter? There's something that happened at work. It cost me £1,000. And ultimately, will that affect me in a year's time? No, it won't affect me in a year's time. I won't even remember it in a year's time. So many people manufacture problems that aren't really problems. And I'm going to be honest with you. If you look at your problems now and then you compare them to your real problems when something really happens in your life, when something really bad happens, because one thing is true in life, guess what? Trauma is coming. Stress is coming. People in your life will get sick. People in your life will die. You will have to come face to face with that at some point in your life. But what I can't stand, what I hate is when people make their problems something that's big and traumatic to themselves. They're making trauma when really trauma only happens maybe 5 or 6 times. Officially 5 or 6, I think it's 5 times. A study came across that you only have life-changing trauma 5 times in your life. But the problem is what we are doing, that's, your parents dying. What I don't even like, do you know what? When I just said it about dying and sick, and I don't even like saying it. My son got sick when he was 4 years old. And oh man, every time I even talk about it, my eyes well up and everything. It was a horrible, he spent 14 nights in hospital, 15 days. It was just a horrible, horrible process. And my grandma's funeral, the doctors actually told us that he's not making the improvements that we would like. And I couldn't even go to my grandma's funeral because he was just lifeless. And luckily, thank God, thank anybody, thank whoever, I don't care, just thank you that he's okay now. And he's never had a day off sick. He's 6 years old now. And he's been at school. This is his 3rd year, and he's never had one day off sick. He never ever gets ill, apart from that one time. And that was traumatic. That was scary. That was horrible. Your kid being in bed, there's nothing you can do to help at all. I was tearing my hair out. It was a horrible experience. And then so when I compare my traumas, my problems, day-to-day problems, and I blow them out of proportion. I think we all do. I think we all blow our day-to-day problems out of proportion. And we make mountains out of molehills. We make traumas out of something that's not traumatic. And I compare it to what I went through previously. And guess what? It doesn't compare. I would take that every single day of the week. And so my message, over obviously going through what I went through, and so my message is to you is it really a trauma? Is it really one of 5 things that's going to affect your life, that's really going to change you? Then if it isn't, then don't worry about it. Everybody, do you know what my friends and family say? That my friends and family say I live in cuckoo land. That's what, and if they're listening right now, they're going, yeah, you do. But come and join me. Cuckoo land's fantastic. Because my question is that the thing that you're worried about, the thing that you're stressed about, does it really matter? No, most of the time it bloody doesn't. Get over yourself. Get over it. It's not really a problem. Somebody else right now would kill for your problem, would absolutely kill for your problem, your issues, your trauma. And so don't worry, don't stress yourself out. If it's not one of them 5 things that's going to change your life, then fuck it. It doesn't matter. Come and join me in Cuckoo Land because it is a beautiful place. The sun is always shining. The birds are always tweeting. And most of the stuff that we worry about, you will learn in Cuckoo Land, just don't matter. They just don't really matter. But we because I think it's like a self-preservation, self-defense mechanism. We like to protect ourselves. And how do we protect ourselves? By getting prepared. And so what we do is every single time there's a problem, there's an issue, we think of the worst case scenario because we are preparing ourselves. We are readying ourselves for that traumatic experience to come. But most of the time, it bloody doesn't happen. So don't worry, don't stress, unless it's one of the five occasions that is life-changing. Then, my friends, you can worry, you can swear, you can get upset, you can be down, you can be frustrated. But most of the time, most of the people listening to this, yes, you've got problems. Yes, you've got issues. Yes, you've got stress. But most of that doesn't really matter. If your nearest and dearest are happy and healthy, screw it, even healthy, then you've got no issues. You've got no problems, my friend. Your life is good. Appreciate it. Don't make trauma. Don't get to trauma too quickly because trauma will come to your life. There will be some life-changing issue that will affect you. So don't go to trauma too early. It will come eventually. Why go to it? Why make something a traumatic experience when it doesn't need to be? Enjoy your frigging life, my friends. Come and join me in Cuckoo Land. There's plenty of room here. It's awesome. I haven't even got that on my notes. I'm like, oh no, why have I shared that with everybody? Anyway, right, my friends, tomorrow it's we're doing a book review called Think Like a Monk. Yeah, great book. Oh no, Jay Shetty. I forgot his name. Anyway, come and join me in Cuckoo Land, my friends. It is a great place to be. Enjoy your Fridays. Don't worry about meaningless stuff. Ultimately, all the things that everybody's worried about, it don't really matter. It don't really matter. We just enjoy worrying because we enjoy preparing ourselves for the worst case scenario. And 99 times out of 100, guess what? That worst case scenario doesn't exist or doesn't happen. My friends, I will speak to you tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Thank you for sharing this message with me. If you'd like to share it with anybody else who you think is a worrier, then tell them to come to Cuckoo Land. That should be the title of a podcast. Yeah, get them across here. All right, my friends, have a wonderful day, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Ta-ta!